From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, May 19th. Welcome to Race Week here in Indianapolis. It was an absolutely beautiful weekend. Today, we're going to get a few more clouds out there. We'll likely have enough dry time to get in practice at the track, but there could be a chance for rain starting at 2 this afternoon, and then the weather really amps up when it comes to storm possibilities throughout the middle of this week. Breaking news from the Near East Side. IMPD says officers are looking for 2 people in a shooting that's led to a lockdown of Arsenal Tech High School this morning. It started just before 6:30 this morning when police say they found a man with gunshot wounds on Woodruff Place West between Michigan and 10th Streets. Officers say the man was taken to a hospital and is stable. Spokesperson for IMPD says officers believe the suspects could be in the area. That's why the high school is on lockdown, and they are asking for the public's help.
We ask that you see any suspicious activity or that you live in this area and you have surveillance footage, some type of camera system on your home. If you can review that, please come forward with any information you may have.
Police say you can call 911 or Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS if you have information that might help investigators. Medical experts are weighing in on the announcement that former President Joe Biden has what his office calls an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Biden is 82. His office says Biden sought care for urinary symptoms, which led to the diagnosis, and that doctors told him the cancer cells have spread to his bones. Biden's team is not saying whether it is curable, but does say it appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management.
The fact that we're told that this is, metastatic now, the 5-year survival rate on average is about, 33%. So, there are some people that do well and some people that don't do well.
Biden, as I said, has always lived his life in the public eye and has always thought there was a value in showing other people going through difficult times.
Reaction is coming in from leaders at every level. Biden's vice president, Kamala Harris, posted a message that included, "Joe is a fighter, and I know he will face this challenge with the same strength, resilience, and optimism that have always defined his life and leadership. We are hopeful for a full and speedy recovery." Messages are similar from both sides of America's political aisle. Biden's successor, President Trump, posted a message of support on the White House's X account. It says, "Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery." Former South Bend mayor turned Biden cabinet member Pete Buttigieg posted, "President Biden is a man of deep faith and extraordinary resilience. Chasten and I are keeping him and the entire Biden family in our prayers for strength and healing." Indiana's senior senator, Republican Todd Young, writes, "Our hearts are with President Biden and his loved ones. May he face this challenge with courage and hope." Indiana Congressman Andre Carson offers, "I'm thinking of and praying for President Biden and his family during this tough time. Too many families know what it is like to face a cancer diagnosis." Doctors say news of President Biden's diagnosis can help spark conversation about the disease. We asked Wish TV medical expert Dr. Janelle Gordon, who should get screened and when?
So oftentimes we'll have individuals come into the office and they wonder, should I start thinking about this? At what age? They'll ask us, is this something that we would recommend they do? So it's a conversation that needs to be had between an individual and his healthcare team. So it's important to know your family history, especially family history of a first-degree relative. So that would be a father, a brother, and you may even consider looking at uncles and grandparents as well. If that person has cancer, depending on what age they were when they got diagnosed, you may consider being screened earlier than that. So typically we recommend having this conversation around age 50.
Dr. Gordon has more advice on prostate cancer. You can find that right now on our website. Just find this article in the As Seen On section at wishtv.com. Barring a last-minute reprieve, the state will, tomorrow morning, execute the man who killed a Beech Grove police officer. Benjamin Ritchie is scheduled to be put to death 25 years after that deadly shooting. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez is on this story and says Ritchie's attorneys are still trying to stop the execution.
Attorneys for Benjamin Ritchie still have 2 avenues to put his execution on hold. Benjamin Ritchie killed Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney back in 2000, and a jury gave him the death penalty 2 years later. One effort by Richie's attorneys to spare his life is a lawsuit filed against the state prison in Michigan City where that execution would be carried out. In that lawsuit, Richie's attorneys are demanding that his spiritual advisor be allowed to witness him being put to death. According to court filings from last week, spiritual advisors must leave the execution chambers by 10 p.m. the night before. The lawsuit asks a judge to delay the execution until the lawsuit plays out. Earlier this month, Richie's attorneys also filed an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court after state courts rejected Richie's argument that he should be spared because he suffered brain damage caused by fetal alcohol syndrome. Last week, Governor Mike Braun also denied Richie's requests for clemency under that same argument. Also last week, a federal judge threw out a lawsuit filed by Wish TV's parent company, Circle City Broadcasting, and other media outlets to allow reporters to witness the execution. Unless courts step in, Richie will be put to death before sunrise tomorrow morning. iTeam 8's Tim Spears will be outside of the prison in Michigan City and will have live reports later this evening. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Now to the Indy 500. A wild day of qualifying at the track ends with a driver who has never run a single race on an oval on the pole for the Indianapolis 500. Robert Schwartzman is a rookie and took the top spot with a 4-lap average of just under 233 miles an hour. He's the first rookie to sit on the pole since Teo Fabi back in 1983.
Everything was right. Everything was under control. And I had just a better car. And today, we finally managed to deliver it the best performance I've ever had. Honestly, it was unbelievable. I have no words to describe because I still can't believe it. It's just like a dream. Somebody needs to pinch me, and it's like I need to wake up because it's unbelievable.
Schwartzman will have a 2-time champion on his right shoulder Sunday. Takuma Sato qualified in the middle of the front row with fan favorite Pato O'Ward on the outside. Scott Dixon, Felix Rosenquist, and the season's dominant driver Alex Palou make up the second row. David Malukas, Christian Lundgaard, and Marcus Ericsson are in row 3. Row 4 is all Team Penske. Scott McLaughlin on the inside with 2-time defending champ Joseph Newgarden in the middle and past winner Will Power outside. For a full list of the grid, head to wishtv.com. Now, Team Penske is on the last row of the Fast 12 because they did not compete at all in Sunday's last day of qualifying. Newgarden's car failed the pre-qualifying inspection. Could see the team pull Will Power's car from pit road, even though it did pass inspection. IndyCar officials say they were alerted to a video of Newgarden's crew making a last-minute change to the number 2 car before quals. Officials say they did not like the changes made to the attenuator, which is a safety device to absorb impact during a crash. McLaughlin got no shot at the pole because he crashed hard before he could even try to qualify. He slammed into turn 2 during practice, badly mingling the car. Team says McLaughlin is okay. His Saturday speed was enough to put him in the inside of row 4. With the 33-car field set and 6 days until the Indy 500, there is a final day of practice today. IMS says it starts at 1 this afternoon. Gates open at 11. You can still get tickets. They cost $25. The WNBA says it's investigating something Indiana Fever fans said during the team's season opener Saturday in the latest edition of a heated rivalry with Chicago. In the third quarter, Caitlin Clark fouled Angel Reese hard and got a flagrant call for it. Reese moved toward Clark, and the fans reacted with jeers and boos and, according to the league, hateful comments. Neither the league nor the teams have revealed exactly what the fans said towards Reese. The league issued a statement saying the WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. Pacer Sports and Entertainment, who run the Fever, offered, "We are aware of the allegations of inappropriate fan conduct, and we are working closely with the WNBA to complete their investigation." Now moving on to the storms that we had on Friday night. Now, if you live in Monroe County, you can get some cleanup help from the County Emergency Management. There's a form to fill out. You can find it on wishtv.com. You can also pick up supplies from Sherwood Oaks Christian Church today and tomorrow from 5 until 8 p.m. You can drop off any donations that you have of tarps there as well, starting at noon on both days. Again, an EF2 tornado was confirmed going through that area on Friday evening. Morgan County's Emergency Management Agency says budget cuts from the Trump administration are delaying new tornado sirens. The county applied for a grant from a FEMA program that brings sirens to the area in need. FEMA ended that program last month as part of its effort to eliminate what the White House calls waste, fraud, and abuse. The Morgan County EMA says that it will still install sirens, but that county will need to find another source of funding. Now let's go to Jane King with your business headlines. Jane starts with a showdown between President Trump and Walmart over tariffs.
President Trump is calling on Walmart to absorb the tariffs rather than raise prices. Now, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said last week that some prices could rise because of the tariffs that have been imposed by the Trump administration. Now, other well-known brands have signaled that the tariffs could increase prices, disrupt supply chains, frustrate already beleaguered consumers that have been dealing with inflation now for a few years. Adidas and McDonald's, among some other companies, have also talked about the trade war and how it could affect their businesses. Well, a 100% U.S.-made car is a good idea in theory, but in reality, it is complicated and prohibitively costly, according to CNBC. Now, vehicles have, on average, 20,000 components when fully disassembled. That's according to S&P Global Mobility, and parts come from 50 to 120 countries. Now, a U.S.-sourced raw materials and chips would involve opening new plants and mines, and that would likely take at least a decade. Well, U.S. regulators have approved the first blood test to help diagnose Alzheimer's disease, potentially making it easier to find and treat patients earlier. Now, this is designed for early detection of amyloid, a protein that can build up in the brain and is a hallmark of Alzheimer's. It was cleared for people 55 and older who exhibit signs and symptoms of the disease. And a college major in finance or computer science is often touted as the ticket to a well-paying job in good times and bad, and that is mostly true. But when it comes to employment, majors in nutrition, art history, and philosophy all outperform some STEM-based counterparts. That's according to a recent analysis by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Now, for computer science and computer engineering, the unemployment rate in those fields was 6% and 7.5%, respectively. The unemployment rate for art history majors was 3%, and for nutritional sciences, it was just 0.4%. The New York Fed's report was based on census data from 2023 and unemployment rates of recent college grads. Well, the credit downgrade by Moody's of the U.S. Did come after a winning week on Wall Street, especially for tech stocks. The Nasdaq was up 7% last week, but we are looking at a lower start today. The Dow's down almost 300 as interest rates are higher on this U.S. credit downgrade that came from Moody's. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Back to the Indy 500 when fans race to the 500. It's friendly faces inside the track, the yellow shirts, who make the greatest spectacle in racing possible. News 8's Kyla Russell mic'd up a few workers to bring you a behind-the-bricks look.
You're used to seeing a yellow shirt here, but their days actually start here, before the sun rises. Certainly no time for snoozing.
Part of the daily routine.
For a yellow shirt, it's showtime, and it's off to the races, or at least the track. When the month of May rolls around, thousands of ultra race fans button up their yellow shirts, fasten their badges, plug in their in-ear monitors.
So we think about a third, did you say?
For a few weeks, they split up into 8 key areas and become the Speedway's safety patrol. Their days are spent directing foot traffic, chatting with race fans, and giving golf cart rides.
Do you like a ride, man? And you'd be very careful coming out of the tunnel.
With about 350,000 fans expected race day, it takes about 2,000 yellow shirts to help run the show. In the days leading up, it's a job marked by responsibility and joy.
Guys enjoying the food and the shade? Checkered thing is just kind of a spoof.
It's getting old, isn't
oh,
it?
No.
Especially for longtime yellow shirt Bill Schnackle.
Glad you're here. I hope it becomes a family tradition. And just thanks so much for being here today.
He's been coming to the track since 1952 and now supervises dozens of yellow shirts. Unbeknownst to fans, his team is in constant communication using their in-ear monitors.
Got a report that people are not being allowed into an area with the proper credential. Weather-wise, the lightning's 8 miles out. Please prepare your people in case we get hit.
His preparation could even save a life.
I rarely have a banana in my lunchbox, and I had one. And a person comes up, they're diabetic, and they need a banana quickly. I carry one every day now.
He's not the only yellow shirt prioritizing preparation around the track. 87-year-old Stanley Roberts has been a yellow shirt for 57 years, and he's given people rides for over a dozen.
We have to know where everything is and where people need to go to get their job done.
He knows the track like the back of his hand. Roberts says there are 23 golf carts and 14 shuttle drop-off and pickup locations.
The number one thing on the golf cart is you cannot mix people and traffic. So what I do, I always let the people have the right of way.
He may play a small part, but it's all part of a bigger puzzle.
We keep people safe, but we're also ambassadors.
Some say it's a minimum wage job with a mission. Reporting here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This has been your News 8 Daily. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.